Welcome to Drawing People, day number 9. When we first launched Drawing People sessions on this channel, the opening episode introduced a simple drawing skeleton, 8 heads tall and almost stick figure-like. From there, we added basic geometric shapes to build a foundational form. Up until now, we've been drawing figures at eye level with little or no perspective. In this episode, we're going beyond the basics by drawing complex forms from different viewpoints. Perspective is a big topic, but it is absolutely worth learning. By the end of this session, we'll apply its core principles directly to figure drawing. To become versatile in figure drawing, you need to develop an ability to both visualize and draw figures and their component parts from any and all angles, and that requires mastering perspective and foreshortening. Perspective in drawing is a way to make flat drawings look three-dimensional. It's how we create the illusion of depth on paper. Imagine looking down a straight road. The lines seem to get closer as they go farther away, eventually meeting at a point on the horizon. That's perspective in action. One-point perspective is the simplest type of perspective. It's called one point because it uses a single vanishing point on the horizon line. All lines that are parallel to each other in a scene will converge at this single point. To draw in one-point perspective, you first need to draw her horizon line. This line represents the viewer's eye level. Then draw a vanishing point somewhere on the horizon line. This is the point where all parallel lines will appear to meet. One-point perspective is often used for drawing objects that are directly in front of the viewer, such as roads, railways, or buildings seen from the front. Two-point perspective is a bit more complex than one-point perspective, but it allows us to create more dynamic and interesting drawings. As the name suggests, two-point perspective uses vanishing points on the horizon line. In two-point perspective, objects are usually positioned at an angle to the viewer. This means that we see two sides of the object, and the lines of each side converge at a different vanishing point. For example, if you were to draw a house using two-point perspective, the lines on the left side of the house would converge at one vanishing point, while the lines of the right side would converge at another. Two-point perspective is commonly used for drawing objects that are viewed from a corner, such as buildings, furniture, or even the human figure. Think about standing on a street corner and looking down two streets that intersect. The buildings on both sides of you would appear to recede into the distance, with their lines converging at two separate points on the horizon. Three-point perspective is the most complex type of perspective, but it's also the most realistic. It uses 3 vanishing points to create the illusion of extreme depth and height. In three-point perspective, we not only see the convergence of lines along the horizontal axis, as in one and two-point perspective, but it also means that there is a third vanishing point located either high above or far below the horizon line, depending on whether you're looking up or down at the subject. Three-point perspective is often used for drawing tall structures like skyscrapers, bridges, or even a towering figure from an exaggerated viewpoint. Imagine looking up at a skyscraper from street level. The building would appear to taper as it goes up, with the vertical lines converging at a high point in the sky. To apply these principles to figure drawing, we are going to use a box container for the figure. Figures can be built directly within these box shapes. To begin, subdivide your box to establish guide points for proportion. On the plane most directly facing the viewer, draw 2 diagonal lines from corner to corner, forming an X. This intersection marks the optical center, what appears to be the middle from the viewer's perspective, rather than the exact geometric center. From that point, draw a horizontal line around the box, wrapping it fully. This line divides the box into upper and lower halves accurately in perspective. Repeat this process for both the top and bottom sections to divide the box into quarters. A good rule of thumb is the pelvis typically aligns with the vertical midpoint of a standing figure. That means it should fall along the central horizontal line of the quartered box. The lower quarter line generally aligns with the knees, while the second section from the top is a useful reference for the breast line at the base of the chest. The completed figure fits neatly within the high-angle box. Beyond helping with proportion, the box form reinforces the direction and tilt of the grounded plane, making it easier to position the figure's feet accurately. I hope you enjoyed this video and found the information useful. Please like and subscribe, and we'll see you next time.